Hey everybody, what the flick? Almost at the end of this season of Doctor Who. Alonso, Bibbs, Jenna, Dark Water, episode 11 of season
34.
whatever you've decided what season it is. Let's have a look.
Clara?
Do I have your attention? You will never step inside your Tardis again.
Clara, what are you doing?
Time can be rewritten.
Clara, I don't think you will!
You know who I am.
I'm not Clara Oswald. Clara Oswald has never existed.
Okay, thank God I have a Brit staying in my apartment this weekend because I needed footnotes for this one.
This was extra British this week.
Yeah, I didn't know what the Cybermen were. I didn't know who the Master was. I'm like,
no.
okay, what? It was a lot of pausing. Like, what? Explain.
If you know what it's frustrating because this episode builds to a great reveal. Like a really rock solid reveal. But they had spoiled it in the next week on Doctor Who that the Cybermen were going to show up. Rachel Talalay, the director of this episode, good job directing it. Spoiled it towards the beginning of the season. But yeah, it's all supposed to build up. There's even a fake out with the doctor who invented it called Dr. Scarosa, which is supposed to tease you, make you think it's the Daleks. It's the Daleks' homeworld.
Oh, thank you.
It's the Daleks' homeworld. But then it's like, there's something I'm missing, and then it closes, and it's Cyberman eyes, and
It would've
that's
been
such
so
a good.
great.
I had almost forgotten the Cybermen were in it, and then I saw that clip. I'm like, oh, that's really good. If only I didn't know there were Cybermen in this episode.
No, I know.
So frustrating. But otherwise, if you can get past that, if somehow you didn't know, this was a pretty fun episode overall.
Yeah, I actually agree. I really like this one, and you know I haven't been super jazzed about this season for the most part. Although lava's the thing that's the keys, really? That's
Lava's the thing.
Can we talk about the keys for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
A fucking TARDIS is this like interdimensional time traveling device.
Well, yeah.
At least look like keys you get at the hardware store. Come
She
on.
made some extra copies.
Thankfully.
And there's the whole.
No,
thing.
they all have a do not copy print on them,
Oh,
so
some
that
places will still do it.
Technically,
Rules
the
about-
doctor can enter just by snapping his fingers now, so he would have been fine.
Yeah.
He would have been fine, actually. So
I just somehow expected something a little more jazzy to fire up this thing.
he's gonna have this big device. He's just got to shove into it.
Yeah, just the idea that it'd be on a loop on his belt, somehow
I
just
know.
took away some of the majesty. But anyway, that's just me.
But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I sort of felt like I was kind of aware that the Danny thing was coming because someone had to die because they had to get to the promised land.
It makes sense, even if it only makes sense in retrospect. It seems sort of inevitable. I liked that it was boring and ordinary, though. It's sort of this Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of thing, where when a death is supposed to mean something, it can't be because Cybermen evaporated him or anything. It's got to be just sort of something we can all get behind and understand.
Pull over when you're on your phone, kids. That's the lesson here.
Yeah, well,
Don't walk into traffic.
Don't walk into traffic.
Don't walk into traffic. Really, he deserved it, I think, is our main bullet point here. Right?
He survived whatever war he was in, but this is what gets him.
Hell, irony. It's Lawrence of Arabia, but in Doctor Who. But no, I thought that was. I really liked the opening bit where she's going to tell him everything and all the post-its. And there was one post-it that had information on it that was not in any other episode. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't catch that.
So there's all this. She's put all these post-its up there with things that she needs to tell him. Some of them are about her adventures. Some of them are about her emotions. One of them is Courtney on the moon. We remember that episode.
Right.
Underneath that post-it was Courtney becomes the president.
Really?
I didn't see that.
I totally missed
I thought that was really
funny.
cute.
Nice.
I thought that was really, really cute. I liked that this was an episode in which the Doctor got one over on Clara.
Yeah.
Actually, this is actually it's been a while since we've seen the Doctor really in control of any situation that felt like an actual Doctor. At first, I almost felt cheated because, there's this whole big moment, I'm going to destroy the keys, and it turns out it didn't happen. But then I realized, wait, that's something the Doctor used to do all the time. He just never had to do it to one of his companions before, and that was really great.
Yeah, I really liked that. I'm curious what you all think about Missy, because we've talked a number of times on the show about, and everyone's saying Missy, Mistress, Master. So, but it can't be. That's too obvious. What do you think?
It's a little, well, the problem is they've programmed us to think ahead on all this stuff, and there's only so many options. Either it's something brand new, or it's Missy, or maybe it's another Time Lord or whatever. And it's Missy. I like the Master just fine. I wish it had been built up a little bit better. Like when the Master first showed up in the new series, as with Dr. Yana and everything, it felt like such an amazing reveal. Holy God, how cool it was. Or even in the David Tennant special, The Master has conquered the planet like twice in the last couple of years.
And has been a dude up until now?
Has been a dude up until
Has
now.
been a dude.
Which I hope is something they at least address. Like Clara's just like, he's a woman now? Like you can do that? He was like,
Hey, you know who should know that you can do that now? Moffat.
Moffat. Yeah.
Turn into a woman.
Once.
Saying.
Just once.
Throwing that out there.
Throwing it out there. I liked.
Emma Thompson's not busy.
That's true. I liked her though. I liked her performance. All I want in life is a woman to kiss me on the nose like that. How cute was that?
Adorable.
That was
really
so cute. That was so cute. What did you think about the actual? Because we talked a bit early on, in particular, about the nether sphere and the idea that in Doctor Who there is no afterlife.
Right.
Now we find out that there is no afterlife. It's all just a scam to try to get programmable Cybermen. Cool idea, but what do you guys think?
I didn't mind it because I was actually concerned. Well, I've talked about this before on the show. Like, I was concerned that they were going to put an afterlife in there, and so I'm really glad that it was something else. I don't know if this was maybe the thing that the best option, but it's.
I think as a not afterlife plot device goes, it made sense even to me as somebody coming into this sort of blindly. The notion that you're basically sort of duping people into thinking they're in the afterlife so that they'll then give up on their emotions so they can then be programmed into this killer robot. Okay, sure. But also the way that they've dragged Pink into this now, it allows the opportunity for Clara to do a little Orpheus and Eurydice action.
Right, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing about Clara. So if someone that you love, who is dead, that you can actually speak to on the phone, is talking to you, you don't say, I'll hang up. If you say, I love you again, I love you, click. No, you don't do that because you can't call him back 5 seconds later.
I bought that though because
she doesn't know it's him. She doesn't know it's real.
No, yeah, and the doctor tells her. By the way, is that the first time that a doctor has said Doctor Who, or is that like a running gag?
That's running gag.
Okay,
it's running gag. It was nice that there was a name to it. Dr. Chang. That was cute.
Anyway, no, but he was like, you got to be tough. You have to demand that he say something that you know that it's really him, and he wouldn't do it. And he wouldn't do it, and then he says, I liked that the way they wrote themselves into that, where he says I love you as a way to keep her from coming after him and to make her hang up. So I bought it, and it seemed because he wasn't giving her anything else to go on. So of course that's a perfect.
I always just think that was like because it's not like you can call him back. You keep him on the magical.
Well, she can call him back.
Death phone. The magical death phone.
But he hasn't said anything that indicates that she should keep him on.
And I like that fallacy. There's something about I've had ex-girlfriends where when we were dating, we would come up with a robot test, like just in case one of us gets replaced by a robot, we're going to ask a series of random questions,
I am not the least bit surprised
and you
by
just
this.
need to know the answer, and that way I'll know it's you. I thought it was nice, but I thought it was nice that he didn't remember. It's something so banal.
Yeah.
Like where do we have our first date? I don't know.
Well, that's like that parody of the World War II movies. Like, who won the World Series in 1943? I don't know.
I don't follow baseball. Kill him. He's a communist. Love it. I don't know. Like I thought the mechanics of the Master's plans have never made any sense to me.
No.
Any of them. They're all like, I'm going to invade the Earth with an army of floating heads of your ancestors. What? So this one almost makes sense, but then it also seems kind of needlessly complicated. Like, it's this whole thing about we've created this institute and it's going to protect people from being cremated so we can use their bodies for Cybermen, but no one knows that. There are easier ways to manipulate the world into not cremating people. Like you clearly have ties to the government. You could have created something.
And this
to
isn't
just sort of
it's body smoke.
This isn't the Nick. You can find cadavers fairly easily now.
Right. And it's also confusing me, and I hope they address this even just somewhat. I realize it's Doctor Who and no one cares, but I kind of want this addressed. So this has been going on for how long? Like they have dead bodies from from 1900, from the first episode of the season with Madame Vastra. Like, how long have you been working with the government on this and not told anyone? It's
They have Steve Jobs.
They do have. That was a cute line.
That was very cute.
I want to find out which Cyberman has the soul of the security guard who died a couple episodes ago.
I'm wondering if by using the Cybermen in this way, if they're giving themselves an out and finding a way to bring Danny Pink back, even if just as a Cyberman.
I think they have to because they've already shown his descendant. So I think they kind of have to.
Probably timey-wimey.
It's true.
That part of history can, in fact, be rewritten and has been before. But we've even also seen in an episode of Torchwood where someone's girlfriend was a Cyberman, Cyberwoman, and was kept alive afterwards to try to rehabilitate them. And I think that might be an interesting direction to go, is to just have a Cyberman in the cast. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would. Well, so they've got one episode left.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how far they can go with this, because from the previews, it looks like it's all about Clara saying, I'm the impossible girl. Clara doesn't really exist. And so will they have time to bring him in as a Cyberman, or will they just sort of hint that it might happen?
And if she doesn't exist, then is that their excuse for not bringing Danny Pink back? Because why bring him back if there's not a Clara for him to come to? Also, another question real quick. Do seasons tend to tie it up in a bow, or is it were we going to cliffhang it
tie
next
it up
time?
in a bow, maybe leave like one new question for like the next season just to sort of set it up. Like there was a previous season where they set everything up and then they just said, but there will be one question asked that no one has ever, and then it's like, it's Doctor Who! And you're like, I get it, that's funny.
Now, is the Christmas special sort of a discrete entity unto itself?
Generally,
or
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not always, but generally it's unto itself.
Yeah, like Donna Noble was introduced in a Christmas episode.
A future
sometimes,
companion.
Yeah. So sometimes there are often things in it that will lead into the next season, but it's not like here's the next episode.
It's usually a done in one. They've done them for like, there was one that played off of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, just a done in one. There was a Christmas Carol one, there was a Titanic one. So usually they're just fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, we got that to look forward to. One more regular episode, and I guess, well, y'all will come back and do the Christmas special, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully we can do it in time because I think it airs on like Christmas Day or something.
I won't be here on Christmas
Well,
Day.
you've already got that shirt in the green background, so it's like Christmas
true.
already. Join us next time, won't you?
Won't you?